231. That's the average number of apps used by many companies. This leads to a lot of context and tab switching that drains employee focus and costs your company. Grammarly can help. Grammarly's AI works in over 500,000 apps and websites, making it easy for your team to write clearly and on brand without disrupting workflow. Join 70,000 teams who save an average of $5,000 per employee per year using Grammarly. Go to grammarly.com/enterprise to learn more.
Holiday magic is in the air at iFly Indoor Skydiving. Imagine unwrapping the experience of flight. iFly is the perfect unique gift for anyone who wants to turn their dream of flying into a joyful reality. It's unforgettable fun for all ages. Save over 35% with iFly's limited-time holiday gift voucher flight packages. Turn dreams into unforgettable moments with the gift of flight. Go to iFlyWorld.com to purchase your holiday gift vouchers. That's iFlyWorld.com.
Welcome back to another episode of the Girl Stop Playing podcast. It's your favorite homegirl, Coriel, here to encourage you to stop playing with your potential and start working for what you want in life and in love. You already know that I'm bringing you the information and the conversations to help you make the money and get the honey. You can have it all as long as you are willing to work. And on today's episode, I have a special working woman in the building. Y'all get to meet Rosalee Henry.
Yes.
Hey.
Hi, Coriel.
I'm excited to have you. Welcome to the show.
I'm excited to be here.
So we're going to talk about this amazing life that you've lived. It seems like, based on your story, it seems like you've lived several lives. And I know you just have so much to share.
Yes, I do.
So let's take it back. Because you started out doing something that most people can't imagine doing, but people like me really, really need, and that is nannying.
Yeah. So I actually started out in banking.
Ooh, so you went
Yes.
from banking to nannying.
I went from banking straight into nannying. And the reason is, while I was in banking, it was hard. I felt like I was a salesperson, always trying to sell someone coming in for a checking account, you're to sell them a credit card.
Mm-hmm.
And the bank that was located was a lot of African Americans, a lot of students, and I could see where these students were just heading in the wrong direction, opening up all these credit cards, and it was painful. Then it came to a point where my paycheck now depended on how many credit cards I open. And I'm like, this doesn't feel good. This doesn't sit well with me. So I had a friend who was a nanny at the time. And coming from Jamaica, working in the bank, it's a big deal. Now shifting from thinking about going to be a nanny. But that was my passion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always a caregiver. Being the oldest of 5 kids, my mom had twins when I was 12 years old. So that tells you that
was the nanny.
I was the nanny. Then also me becoming a teenage mom, that kind of like triggered my whole maternal care avenue. So it was not hard for me going from banking to being a nanny. I had a friend who was a nanny then, and I was always complaining about my job. And she's like, you love kids. Why don't you become a nanny? And I'm like, sign me up.
On the other side of, becoming a mother and hiring nannies, and just not even just hiring nannies, what I was paying my first nanny, I felt like, why don't more people go be nannies? Like the amount of, it was tax-free dollars I was paying this lady. Okay. And it was much more than the salary that I was making with a master's degree as a full-time teacher.
Yeah.
Why do you think more people aren't exploring nannying as a career? Like, why do you think it's not looked at as a career?
I think, especially for us African American, we might still see ourselves as the help, being a nanny. But for me, it was, when I left banking, yes, I was making more money working 4 days per week than I was making working 6 days with stress. Plus, I was outside, and also I was doing what I love to do, being around children, helping parents to navigate the whole, from newborn to toddler into, older kids. So I was in my zone.
And I feel like when we met, you told me about your nanny services, but very specific type of services. What kind of nanny services were those?
Well, it's not only the specific. I think what we more talk about was the postpartum care.
Yes.
Because we like, for us right now, we're like a full spectrum care. When it comes to care, is like we're own personal, concierge for our clients. We go in and see what they want, meet them where they are. So I think what we pretty much talked about was transitioning from being the postpartum period into the nanny. So we definitely zone in on newborn, not just nanny for toddlers, because those are different age group. You have to look for different developmental stages. So we specialize into that mom going back to work 6 weeks up to a year in stuff like, toddler school age nanny.
And one of the biggest transitions is the sleep. Is the sleep part.
Yes.
You offer overnight nanny services.
Yes, we do.
How does that work? Because, again, nannying as a whole, for our community, it's either you are the nanny or you don't know nothing about it. We typically don't grow up with the nanny experience. Like, we don't grow up experiencing what a nanny does, so we don't even know that this is a possibility for us. So what does that look like? Like, what is an overnight nanny?
So I'll just step back a little and tell you like how I got the whole idea of that. Atlanta is definitely a transitional city. Most people are not from here, so they have no help, no family to turn to, no village, and most people are two parents working. So you think about, you have to go. You just have a baby, going back to work, then you're pushed into a situation where you have to travel, and then your partner have to travel. Who is going to take care of the newborn? You have to have someone who's trained and have that experience caring for newborns. Also be able to do it overnight, because you need that help.
I tried to hire an overnight nanny with my first son, and it lasted probably like 2 nights. It was very hard. It was much harder than I expected. Yes, for me.
Yes.
It was much harder than I expected. Is that typical, or was I just dramatic?
No, it's typical. We always say that we have to train the parents first.
Yeah.
Because you're not used to it. We're coming into your space, and it can be intimidating. So we make sure that, we're on the same page. We make sure that, we sit down with you, we talk to you, we kind of walk you through it and prepare you as much as possible. Not telling you that you're not going to feel some type of anxiety or even guilt.
What is that? What it is? Is it guilt?
It could be both. A little anxiety, a little guilt, a little overtired, and not sure yet if I'm ready to, even handle this free time of sleep.
So the African American woman's experience when she becomes a mother, there are no perks, there are no resources, there is no community. We don't have the tradition of like the mother coming in and stepping, like we don't have that as African American women. Do y'all have that in Jamaica, where like when a woman becomes a mother, something changes for her?
It sure do. With Jamaica, I find like, especially from the Caribbean, we are more family oriented and we're more closely knit. Like for me, when I had my daughter at 17, who's here with me right now, today's her 39th birthday.
That's not your baby.
Yes, that's who turned me into a mom. My first, yeah. Today's her birthday, 39. Can you believe that? I have a 39-year-old.
No, I can't. Wow. Wow.
But yes, but at that time, my grandmother was living with us. My mom was there, so I had that village. I have an older, she's like a cousin, aunt. So I had that village. Here, when I moved here, it was different. So when I had my first, she was older, yes. So I did have some help, but it wasn't like when I was back home.
It's just, I don't think that I realized it, because I always joke that I'm basic black. Like, I can't trace my roots. I don't know what tribe I came from. I don't know a country that my people were in. I'm just basic black. We, as basic black people, we are missing out on so much.
Yes.
The culture, the community. We just don't have that. And unfortunately for us, when we become mothers, it's usually, okay, you're a mom now, but you got to go back to doing all that same stuff that you were doing just with this baby. And the guilt comes in where if we can't do it all like our mom did, then we're not strong enough, or we're not really women, or we have to prove that we can suffer and struggle. And I think that's unfortunate.
It's very unfortunate. And it puts a lot of pressure and strain on us. I remember this having this client, the husband, NBA player, right? And I went in to meet with her. The first time, everything was perfect. The second time I went back to have my second visit, she actually met me in the lobby. She was living in Bucket where I Rise building, because the uncle was there visiting, and she did not want him to know that she had help. because she felt that they were going to think that now she come up and she can't care for her child, not knowing that this lady needs help. She was going through so much anxiety, so much stress. But she just she just felt guilty because she just don't want to even have to talk about it or have to defend herself.
What do you think we can do to, or is there anything? Do you think it's just like this is how we were raised, so it's what it is?
But we can change. It doesn't matter if this is how we were raised. We can change. We have to acknowledge that there's a need. This is not a luxury. This is a need. And every family, because I'm not going to say women, because men do go through that postpartum anxiety, postpartum depression. They don't know who to talk to. They have no one to talk to. But we now have to create that village, be that support. And that's what a doula does. You know, we help educational support, mental support, and physical support.
So what's the difference between a doula and a nanny?
A nanny comes in during the day. The nanny pretty much does what you tell them to do. They have nothing to do with, the helping you through the postpartum period. They are not trained. So that's a big difference.
Gotcha.
A nanny is there for the child. A doula is there. The first party for the doula is the mom.
Gotcha.
And then the child, and then the family.
So even that concept of having a doula is not frowned upon, but it's just not always accepted. Like it's almost looked at you like, well, what do you need that for? Or, well, I didn't have a doula. Like that's the attitude, that's the spirit of almost, I want to see you struggle because I struggled versus, oh, now we have access to all these resources. Let's all take advantage of all of these resources. It is still very much, I don't want anybody to know that I need a little bit of help because I'm less than what I saw my mama, struggling through. So I think for sure, hopefully these conversations are a part of finding the solution, that there is no shame in creating a village for your child.
Exactly.
It's just a different village these days.
Exactly.
Because our moms, my mom had a village. It was just her mama because they, the way that we did families, we didn't pick up and leave, move states as often as we do now. So our families are all dispersed across the world. And so we have to create our own villages. And sometimes the village is support, help that you have to hire.
Have to pay for. And it goes back to education. We have to educate our village because there are support. It's there. But how do you tap into it? And that's where it comes in as us being the doula. We provide that support, whether it's a labor doula who's going to help you before birth, to plan your birth plan, to help you to navigate and empower you during birth, or us as a postpartum doula who's going to help you transition from hospital where you have help, you have support, to home where you're just by yourself.
What is like the time frame that a postpartum doula will usually work with the mom?
It depends. I've had cases where I've been with the mom for 6 months, but it all depends. And we have cases where it's only for a couple of weeks.
Okay.
I say do what you can afford to do.
So what are some of the services that a postpartum doula will provide?
Educational support. We make sure that and that comes in the sense of resource. So we make sure that we have resource for you for lactation consultant. We have mental health therapists because we're there with you. So we get to see what's going on. So we can suggest.
I never
to you.
thought about that part because they always ask you at that 6 week appointment. Well, have you had any thoughts? Have you had any?
Yes.
9 times out of 10, you're not about to go in there and check. I'm thinking about hurting myself.
No.
But to have someone there who's trained. And knows what to look for. Ooh, that's good.
Yeah. So we're definitely, but we're also there as physical support. You're breastfeeding, we bring the baby to you. You breastfeed, we get the baby back, we change, burp, get the baby back to bed. If you're pumping, we bottle feed, we wash all the bottles. We're there in your space to help you. We're there to make sure that you're getting the sleep you need.
Man, that's sleep. Because you ain't going to get no sleep in the hospital. If you have a baby in the hospital, you're not getting a wink of sleep in the hospital. So
you're not.
Services and support that you provide is definitely useful.
Good. And I always encourage people even if you want exclusive breastfeed, you still need that support because you'll be up for sometime an hour breastfeeding compared to maybe 15, 20 minutes. We get the baby from you, we do everything else, and you get to go back to bed. Also, your partner is going to be happy because you're well rested.
That part.
And sometimes they too cannot sleep because you have to get up every move you make, and they cannot function when they go to work.
So how does that transition work? Are you sleep training?
Holiday magic is in the air at iFly Indoor Skydiving. Imagine unwrapping the experience of flight. iFly is the perfect unique gift for anyone who wants to turn their dream of flying into a joyful reality. It's unforgettable fun for all ages. Save over 35% with iFly's limited time holiday gift voucher flight packages. Turn dreams into unforgettable moments with the gift of flight. Go to iFlyWorld.com to purchase your holiday gift vouchers. That's iFlyWorld.com.
This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace. You know when you're really stressed or not feeling so great about your life or about yourself? Talking to someone who understands can really help. But who is that person? How do you find them? Where do you even start? Talkspace. Talkspace makes it easy to get the support you need. With Talkspace, you can go online, answer a few questions about your preferences, and be matched with a therapist. And because you'll meet your therapist online, you don't have to take time off work or arrange childcare. You'll meet on your schedule, wherever you feel most at ease. If you're depressed, stressed, struggling with a relationship, or if you want some counseling for you and your partner, or just need a little extra one-on-one support, Talkspace is here for you. Plus, Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. No insurance? No problem. Now get $80 off of your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.
Every day when you log into ChumbaCasino.com, the ultimate online social casino, you get a free daily bonus. Imagine if you got daily bonuses in other parts of your life.
I chose French fries over loaded French fries.
I asked Stuart from accounting about his weekend, even though I don't care.
I updated my operating system without having to call tech support.
Collect your free daily bonus at ChumbaCasino.com now. And live the Chumba life. VGW Group. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
We do sleep training, but we also make sure that we're educating you, the parents, on how to do it. I would say 90% of our clients who hire us from early on don't have to sleep train because we're setting you on the path from the first night we're there. No overstimulation. We keep the room dark. We swaddle if it's swaddle age. So we're setting you on the path. I've walked in where the crib is under the vent. The parents don't know.
There's so much you just don't know.
Yes.
Because,
yes.
I mean, I don't know about anybody else's experience, but I didn't grow up with anybody like narrating every little thing that they were doing and explaining, well, this is why we got to do this and this is why this a lot of it was just you saw some stuff, you try to piece together what you think is going on, and then you become an adult and realize you don't know shit. And it's like, well, how was I supposed to know that?
Yeah.
You know, the
That's
car
true.
seat, the wearing a coat in the car seat blew my mind. I never once thought about the fact that a kid cannot have on a coat in a car seat.
In a car seat.
Though there's so many random things that you just don't know
Yes.
if you don't have the village, if you don't have
Right.
the support. And so even those little things that you don't know what you don't know until you realize you don't know it, having a doula there that can say, yeah, let me tell you about this and let me save you some time and some money.
All right. I've had a client once. I walked in, to meet with them. I'm like, can I see the nursery? Because I always want to know where we're going to be, right? And I walked in, and the crib was like right in the middle, under the vent. The diaper genie was across the hall. All the diapers was on the lower level of the changing table. The blanket was up top, and I'm like, can I help you? They're like, yeah. Switch everything around. I'm like, diaper genie need to be right here. Like, but it's going to smell. I'm like, smell to who? It's going to smell here or there, but it's convenient. He wasn't thinking about that.
So, I mean, you just don't know. First baby just be rolling, okay? Because you don't know nothing. You literally, you know nothing.
Yeah.
We just out here winging it and trying to figure it out. And that is why resources like what you provide is so important because you don't have to struggle.
Right.
Especially not these days.
Right.
You at least have access to the information.
That's true. And this is the reason why I'm so passionate about especially teenage pregnancy, teenage mom. I just want to pour into them and give back to that community because I remember when I had help, but I was lost.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
know,
I was 35
so-
when I had my first kid, and I was lost
Right.
completely.
Right.
And I was very capable. But you just
You don't know. When you don't know, you don't know.
You
You
don't
don't
know.
know.
And you can be genius level in every area of your life, but you become a mother,
Yes.
and that will knock you down to the ground. Like
Yeah.
you literally don't know. So talk about how you have like modeled this nanny doula agency now, because she big boss. She ain't coming. If you sign up to work with her, it ain't gonna be her. It's gonna be her people. So how do you have it
Yes.
like structured now to where you're able to provide resources for more women, but you're also able to provide an opportunity for women through your agency as well?
Definitely. So not only opportunity to my agency, but I'm also now providing mentorship for other doulas in the birthing professionals, because we're not taught how to run a business. We're pretty much, we got our training. They may touch on, oh, this is how you get a client.
Not the same as running a business.
Not the same as running a business. And also just make it sustainable. You alone cannot do it where you'll be able to live the lifestyle that you deserve to live. Right now, I know a lady who have been doing doula, and she's in a wheelchair. She's been doing it so long by herself. No, you have nothing. No, she's in a wheelchair. No, we need to change that. We need to create a village of other women, other birthing professionals that we can also have go back out into the community.
So that when you are not able to or have no interest or desire in showing up, your business can still be thriving and running.
Exactly. And also how to add other things to that one business, because if we have not learned anything, we have learned what COVID did to us.
Got to be ready
So
to pivot.
we have to be ready. We have to make our business recession proof and also pandemic proof.
How do you do that in this space? Because the hospitals were the first people to be like, y'all got to get out of here.
Yeah.
How do you survive that?
How I survived that, I found out what's needed. And that's when I added my medical staff into my business. So you have to be able to know what's needed and be ready to
I'm sorry,
move.
let me just repeat that. I don't think they caught what you just said.
Yes.
That's when you added medical staffing
to my business.
So that's a whole nother thing.
Yes, it is.
What is medical staffing?
So medical staffing is where we go into the facilities with a group home, assisted living, hospitals, and we provide the staff to help with the shortening that they're facing.
You a bad woman.
You have to know what's needed and provided. You have to know what's their pain point. You
Ooh,
know,
look, humble self sitting on this couch and big boss. Okay, big boss. Y'all ain't even know who y'all was talking to. I ain't even know who I was talking to. I love it.
Yes, you have
That
to.
is major.
You have to.
Not just major in the sense of like potential to make millions of dollars. It is, but that space I feel like is so untapped, especially by us. We are not getting into those boring businesses, those businesses that are going to be around forever and ever and ever. We are, starting t-shirt lines and lash lines and doing all the cute fun stuff, but those are the businesses that are lucrative and they're lasting. You can literally pass that down.
Because it takes a lot to get into it. Not even to get into it, but to stay into it. I myself had to go into assisted living because my worker did not show up. So when you're passionate about something, not just the money, because I could have said, okay, you know what? I have nobody to come, so, hey, director, you're going to have to do it. No, I got in my car and I went and take care of that client because guess what? It's my client. The family depending on us. So they can live their life. I want to give them back their freedom. I want to give them back their time. But you cannot accept a contract and not willing to carry out that contract.
I'm glad you made that point because we don't often hear about those parts. It's like, well, look at this 7-figure business, but you didn't see that yesterday I had to go sweep up that floor because somebody didn't show up. You don't see what it actually takes.
Yes.
That's why people, I don't think, put as much respect on what you've done because they don't really know.
They don't know. They know
what's underground to build it and support it.
This is the reason why. This is the reason why I am so struggling with social media because people only see the glamour and they don't see what go behind, and it really, really bothers me. Yeah. And I'm working with so many coaches. I'm like, Rosalee, you have to do this. You have to do that. I mean, I could have been, 7-figure way back, but I just held my head down and was working. I was not like, in the
Telling people about it.
I don't need to. It tells itself. It tells itself. Because with me, I believe serve first and the money will come after.
And I think you're proof of that.
Serve first.
Social media is like free money. So is it great for business? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it does not serve everyone well.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't. And you don't have to. I feel like social media pressures you to put yourself in this box and show up in this way because this is what people want to see. But if that does not feel good to you, it's not going to be profitable for you because it doesn't. It's not in alignment. So
I just want encourage others, especially in the birthing community. This is something you're passionate about right now, especially in Georgia. We are at the highest state of maternal mortality rate. And I am so, passionate about what I do and want to help, especially people who look like me.
Because we're the ones dying.
We're the ones who are suffering. I would say that before the last couple of years, I could count how many African-American families I've served on one hand. All my clients are people who doesn't look like me. And it bothers me because how can they know about my service, but my African-American people don't know about my service? Am I not talking to the right people?
No.
But at the same time, I wasn't talking. Because like I said, I was never on, you would not find me on social media before. I've gone to Paris with clients, I've traveled with clients, I've trained nannies and all that, but I just don't talk about it on social media.
And obviously you don't need to.
But at the same time,
Work speaks for itself.
But I agree with that. But now I feel like my non-white family need to know that this service is there. You can get help. First thing you have to do is plan for it. Yep, they plan for the baby shower, they plan for the gender reveal, but you don't plan what's going to happen when you get home. Who's going to make you food? Who's going to take care of your toddler? Who's going to do the laundry? Who's going to walk the dog?
Rosalee, please.
We get so many calls when they're leaving the hospital.
I just thought, I got a baby at home. Wait a minute. Now I forgot about it.
Yeah, but you can plan for it. You have the FSA, through you can use that. You can use that.
So share some of those tips that people just might not even know. You already have this account or this money or this resource that you can tap into, because I think we are planning for the baby showers. We are planning for the gender reveals because that's what we know about. That's what we're talking about. And that's the fun, exciting part.
Right.
But this usually isn't even a part of the conversation until midway through your pregnancy.
Exactly.
Or you're at the hospital and a nurse mentions, what are you going to do? So these aren't conversations that are being had.
Or if you have a C-section. No, you have a C-section, then what? But the way that we can plan for it is put it on your registry. You need food. Assign someone. You have a friend may ask, what can I do to help? I don't need a stroller. I don't need all these diapers. I don't need all this. Do a meal train for me. Plan for a service, a laundry service for me. But they don't know because they might not even have kids. They don't know what your needs are.
This is true. You have to be able to ask for the right things.
For the right things. And that's where I come in, do my consultation with you, walk through everything, set up, if you don't have a birth plan, set up your birth plan, let you know what you can ask for, what your needs are.
Okay, so ways that people can work with you. Not you personally, it ain't gonna be her. Work with your company. Talk about the different services that you provide, because I know there's nannying, doula, home. Is it home health? Or did I make that up?
Yeah, no,
home health care.
Yeah.
And then you do mentorship for people who want to do these things as well.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
Okay. So in this camera, tell the people.
So you can contact me through my website, which is mothershelpinghandsatlanta.com. You can also find me on IG at Rosalee, Rosalee, Henry, number 7.
And everything is in your bio on your website?
Yes, it is.
For everybody, for the moms, the doulas,
yes,
everything. All right.
Yes.
Find her, y'all.
Thank you.
Find her online because these are the resources, not even that we need, these are resources that we deserve.
Mm-hmm.
We have to stop feeling like it is a reward to rest. Okay?
Yes.
Rest is a requirement. It is not a reward.
Yeah.
And baby, after your body has gone to war to deliver that baby, you deserve to rest.
Yes.
So holla at Rosalee. It ain't gonna be her, but she will send somebody to see you. Okay. If you have enjoyed this episode, please make sure that you like the video, comment down below and tell me something you learned, and make sure that you share this video with a friend. Okay. I love y'all. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next episode. So if you enjoyed that episode, I'm willing to bet you are absolutely going to get your entire life when you log on to everybodylied.com. Y'all, I just launched my brand new blog, which is for women like me who are stepping into the newness of life, okay? Your girl got engaged, got pregnant, got married, and became a mom all in less than a year, and life came at me fast. As life was life, and I realized that a lot of the things that I had been led to believe were a lie. Survey says that was a lie. And so I am sharing all of my lessons learned and what I have discovered to be the truth, along with some resources on my new blog, everybodylied.com. Come on over if you are a woman who is experiencing the newness of life. I'll see you there.
Kelly Clarkson here to let y'all know that it's the holidays at Wayfair. No matter your space, style, or budget, shop wayfair.com to get your home holiday ready.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Holiday magic is in the air at iFly Indoor Skydiving. Imagine unwrapping the experience of flight. iFly is the perfect unique gift for anyone who wants to turn their dream of flying into a joyful reality. It's unforgettable fun for all ages. Save over 35% with iFly's limited-time holiday gift voucher flight packages. Turn dreams into unforgettable moments with the gift of flight. Go to iFlyWorld.com to purchase your holiday gift vouchers. That's iFlyWorld.com.